Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Now we are on track to the basic India. I, Manika, take initiative on behalf of my team to introduce the speakers and present subjects by my team. Mr. A.S. Modi, take my hand on side of us. We welcome you, sir. Mr. Srinath Yellow Party, Senior Industrial. Welcome you, sir. And Dr. Jagan Mohan Reddy, Senior Architect, Technology Solutions. And Mr. Charan, Founder at Hyderabad. Welcome you, sir. Digital India. What is a digital India? Digital India is of India initiative by our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi on 1st July 2020. The program is to enhance citizen empowerment, utility to every citizen, empowerment and governance and service on demand infrastructure. Some of the focal points of the program include digital locker, e-education, e-sign, national scholarship portal, and using data analytics to map tax awareness. In the website, designed to get a handle on that government employee attendance issue. My government a platform for citizens to engage in government to discuss, do, and disseminate approach. The success of Digital India campaign depends on connecting rural India with the digital India, as 70% of India's population in rural India. Hence, the main mission of the program is to enhance digital literacy and to connect rural India with a high-speed network. Digital literacy mission covers 6 crore rural households. It is planned to connect 550 markets in the country to the use of technology. About 250,000 villages will be connected to broadband to GB on by 2017. Gmail, Office, and Reddit are working on providing email services in regional languages following government directive to help rural India connect with the digital India. To further the initiative, we have administered eminent speakers from the IT industries. These will help us gain the positive impact of Digital India initiative and the rapid change witnessed in the business ecosystem. I now call upon Monica to introduce A.S. Modi.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor to introduce Mr. A.S. Modi. A.S. Modi has been Executive Vice President at Tech Mahindra Limited since December 22, 2015. He served as the Chief Technological Officer of the enterprise and the Head of the Technical until December 2015. He was responsible for the technology competence and innovation. He is also leading specialized services such as engineering and infrastructure management services. He joined in 1994. Has been a deep understanding about the organization and the IT industry. From the February to June 2009, he served as the Chief Tech Officer. During the last 18 years, he played several other key roles such as Head of the Global Library, Leadership Development, Human Resources, and the Insurance Vertical. He served as the data consultancy services. He is recognized for the cultivating a culture for overachievement at Satyam and enabling electronic things. He is an electrical engineer from the National Institute of Technology and hold a master degree of automation from the Indian Institute of Science Bangalore in 1891. May I request you to take the award that
Perhaps we close the door. I'm expecting more people. Am I audible in the last one? This way. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm extremely happy to be here before you this afternoon to share with you a few thoughts about digital in general. Very specifically, I would like to thank the management of VJIM for inviting me today to be amongst you. And I'm also thankful to the other panel speakers who have joined us here today to hear their views and also understand the viewpoints. My personal opinion is default. We have no choice whatsoever to latch on this game called digital. Do you all agree? Is there anyone here who doesn't own a smartphone today? You may have put it in the silent mode, but all of you have it right. How many of you do not have a smartphone? It is very difficult to imagine people without mobile phone, even the auto rickshaw drivers, and also some of the beggars on the streets also have more than mobile phones as of today. Not just mobile phones, but smartphones actually. In fact, things have been changing not once every few years. Things in this digital era, things in today's technology world are changing once every few weeks, once every few months actually. So it is in that context, if we have to be relevant to the industry as we speak as of today, we have to do a lot of unlearning, continuous learning just to stay afloat. In fact, today we are talking about internally when we say we have job satisfaction. It is not satisfaction in the job. Those who have jobs will be satisfied. Kind of a situation that is coming up today because of the huge amount of automation that is happening all around us. In fact, about 20-30 years ago, companies, IT companies used to go to various industries and talk about automation, automating banking industry, automating manufacturing processes, automating retail industries, etc. After about 25 years, a lot of automation is happening to the software industry as well. A lot of the things which software people used to do in terms of writing fresh code, testing code, all those things are being automated. Now the question is, what will happen to so many of these IT jobs here? Many of those things are being done by the machines. That's a scary, exciting day. This very exciting period. All of you have the advantage of not much to, because many of the things that we have been going through in the last few years have been in line with the latest technologies that have been happening. Right from today, right from UKG, people, students, kids are actually talking about digitization, talking about computerization, talking about various nuances of how to use the mobile phone, how to send messages, how to stay connected. That is a kind of that we talk about today. Specifically in terms of the digital India, as one of the students here just mentioned, it is the Prime Minister's vision that we do not seriously lack in this whole game called digitalization. As you know, in the US, where much of the automation has been happening for the past 50 years, bulk of the innovations, bulk of the solutions have been designed by Indians. Out of a 65 lakh IT community in the US, more than 25% of Indian origin people who are working in various IT companies from India who have India then actually doing jobs in the US and things like that. So in the genes of Indians, that of learning things quickly, feeling very comfortable with technological advancements, and and coming up with solutions very quickly, and being in an innovative kind of a path is normally hear about Indians as such. India, if you look at it, much of the urban, that's where many of the big IT companies have been operating. That's where many of the big industries have been there. Many of the institutes are there. There, the literacy rate, we don't need to talk about literacy rate, we don't need to talk about internet penetration rate in therapy is almost more than 90% or so as of today. We talk about the big top 10 cities in the country. 70% of the population in India is as of today using the rural areas. There, the penetration, if you talk about the internet penetration, people have internet that is less than 10% today. So 70% population, among the 70%, only 10% as of today are connected to internet. So unless almost all of you get connected to internet, you will not be able to talk about providing services across the country. Digitalization actually. So the first very important strategic initiative for the governments is to make sure that South India is first of all enabled, Wi-Fi enabled, internet enabled. That's the kind of first steps that we should take. If you broad statistics at the global level as of today, close to 46% the global population in this world. The population is about 730 crores. 730 crores. Out of that, 46% of people have connections to internet. And out of that 46%, 70% are in the social media. That means they're using Facebook, they're using Twitter, they're using WhatsApp and stuff. So 70% of the 46% in the globe, out of the 730 crores, that's the kind of extent. If you look at the same statistic in India, equivalent 46% in India is 33%. 33% of Indian population, 100 crores or so, they have access to the internet. And only about 2% of these people at this point in time are to the social media. But if you look at just 3 years from 2020, it is expected that these percentages are going to be 60 in India. That means our 33% is going to be 55%. Next years, the equivalent is going to be 96%. So 96% of 55% in India are going to be interacting, communicating, using various social media things, send messages, receive messages. Unless it is taken care, you cannot claim the country as a digital India. So that will be a plan at the country level. But specifically, almost on a monthly basis, many of these developments are happening, which we should be happy about. Because there's a lot of work to be done. The 70% total population into 125.7 into 127 crores, big numbers. So somebody has to do that all reach. They need to make comfortable dealing with technology, accessing this. Okay, make them feel comfortable to send a message. Because today, if you look at it, many of the 75 plus years old people in urban areas, if you look at your grandfather, even if you want to teach them, they're not that comfortable. They're just moving away. And if you are talking about messages, WhatsApp, things, etc., their first reaction is exactly anti-social. Okay? But then if you only take something like a 30 minutes to 60 minutes kind of a patient teaching to those people, and they'll get addicted to it. They will be able to see whatever movies they can see on their telephone. They will be able to listen to whatever pravachanams they want to hear at any point in time. They can watch any of the songs which they are interested in, things that 60 minutes of our patient teaching to our grandparents. Therefore, if you can do it, we are the right path. If you can make our grandparents successful in this journey, then we have hope that we will be able to the rural and we can be able to take comfortable. In today's context, the cost of a smartphone in countries like Africa, in continents like Africa and Asia, $10. In fact, if it is not $10 today, it's not going to be very far off time today, where a smartphone can be $10 and it's not big. What you can do to the entire education sphere, with a phone, anyone will be in a position to access any best lecture happening anywhere in the world. Many of the best lectures are already recorded, and many of them are on YouTube, and you just need to select whom you want to hear on what, how you combine, and that's it. And there is actually no divide between a person studying in Hyderabad or IIT Delhi or RBC, same professors talk. Just see how it can make an impact in a field like education. Do you agree with that? And you can go through those videos, you can go through those YouTubes, any number of times you feel comfortable. One lecture and then answering a quiz or a question paper, and like 1% mark kind of stuff. You can comfortable, and then you can get whatever you want to do. That is education. If you look at the automotive industry across the globe, just about 1 year from now, you will see, at least in a country like the United States, on the roads there would be pilotless vehicles. It's not 5 years down the line. It is just about a year from now. You will see on the regular streets in the most developed countries like the US without a driver. By 2020, there will be huge disruption to the automotive industry where the manufacturers do not have everything to do. It is not just in an evolutionary manner bringing about the automotive business anymore. When the automotive manufacturers are trying to improvise their productivity, operations, and various of those things, 10% better, 20% better, 50% better, there are companies like Apple, Google, Tesla, who are building these vehicles to be computers on wheels. So which we see 3 years down the line. The car we are referring to today is going to be nothing but a computer on a wheel. So that means from a smartphone, you can just call a car. We're not really talking about it. Just call a car, and that car will come to you. It will drive to you wherever you want to go. It will stop you. You don't need to worry about the parking. And you need to only for the distance that you travel. And just so it's almost like how Uber achieves the complexion of a city like Hyderabad in just 1 year. An extension is even not having a driver in that vehicle. And that is going to be an absolute reality. So let's just imagine what kind of a disruption we're talking about to the automotive industry. What will happen to all those things? If that kind of thing is possible, the number of vehicles that are required going to be 3 years down the line will be 90% less than what we have today. If you just count all the cars in the whole globe, if such a kind of a facility is there where you don't need to own a car or driving license, I'm sure our children will never need to have a driving license. And that is absolute reality. 3 years down the line, this can convert into cars. So what will you do with those new cars? And then imagine the electric cars not producing any noise. And most importantly, look at the accidents. Today in the globe, if you look at it, 100,000 kilometers there is an accident happening. 100,000 kilometers. Now, with the autonomous computers on wheels, 1 in 10 million miles. That is 100,000 less accidents. That means there is real life saved just because of that kind of technology. Because today, about 12 lakhs
lives are being lost every year because of vehicular accidents. With the computer sitting on the wheels, the accident rates will drop by 100. Just imagine one industry called vehicle insurance. Because insurance value is to 100 of what we pay today, then they will look at whether to run a insurance business at all, because there are no accidents. Kind of the advancements that are happening in the power generation, the solar power, last 30 years, a lot of experiments have been conducted in the solar. Every year, we are talking about lots of improvements, lots of changes. Just last year alone, the amount of energy installations, solar power have exceeded installations possible. So, in about 5 to 7 years from now, most of it is going to be solar powered. It's going to be less expensive, very, very less expensive. Then I can worry about what will happen to the coal industry, what they need to do. So you'll be able to generate water much cleaner and almost at no price. When all these things are happening, you're also seeing the longevity of the people increasing. In the last place, if you look at it, 4 years back, the average lifespan was 79 years. Today it is 80 years. That means every year, whatever year is getting added to the lifespan because of the access to the medical, access to the environment, access to the information. And if the same trend continues, it's expected that by 2050 or so, countries, longevity will be at least 100 years. And in the most advanced countries, people will live up to 125 years also. That's the kind of thing that is happening. Then we need to worry about when to retire, how much to save this message, what is the rate of inflation. Already we are seeing the impact of the demonetization, where the fixed deposit rates are down drastically, hardly about 5% or so. In the US, the fixed deposits attract only less than 5% in the space. Many of these things are happening, and these happenings are common to all countries. There is actually no advantage to some country against other country. In fact, some of the countries who are not automated till now, we can compete almost an even key with most advanced countries. Because the other countries need to unlearn and relearn, and these countries are not much automated. Straight away jump onto the bandwagon and start with the latest technology. We have a huge training department running. Even wondering, once you're through with your MBAs and BTECs and MTECs and MCAs, you join an organization and then you start the work. Technology is changing unless the companies invest a lot of that, the people will be irrelevant. Their skills are outdated. And basic once the skills are getting outdated, is now a basic. So even in the industry, lots of training programs happen almost on a daily basis. 100 parallel courses going on a daily basis in different things. And earlier, much of it used to be the parallel related program. Today, more than 70% of that training is in the US. So people just go through the video-based training programs on pace, and they can take the examinations online, and if they're not satisfied, we do the test and things like that. So that kind of stuff. So education is not going to topic at all. If you look at the telecom industry, in the telecom, that is where the mobile did about 1980 is a huge luxury. In 1985, to get a telephone connection in this country, it used to take about 6 to 7 years. Okay? From the telephones, we entered into the mobile communications, mobile phones, late 90s. Just only can make calls, receive calls, and send SMS. Now today, we are talking about the smartphones with the internet. But what it took 75 long years, 3 million subscribers in the telephone era, it took 75 years to get 50 million. Population will cover it in a year. Now in just 36 days, every word has hit that kind of number, 50 million. So the is enormous. But if somebody goes on leave for 2-3 weeks and come back, people are talking about different technologies. No project run for 2 years because no customer is waiting for you to produce that. But today, is at first 3 months. The cost of delivery will reaching after 4 weeks. There is nothing called somebody will do analysis, somebody will do a design, then the testing, then the maintenance, and everybody is supposed to do everything. But the 20-year-old, 24-year-old guy who is actually providing solutions to the customers, and the business is much better than the customers. As they analyze, they need to design, they need to test and or they need to provide the prototype, and they need to 6 seconds and move on to the next one. You can, of course, celebrate, but few nanoseconds. Move on. This is really the field of great interest, lot of excitement. But of course, something will be a huge. Some days, what will happen to jobs? If much of it is done, being done by person of the button, then what will happen to the job? That is a very interesting that all of us need to worry about. So different types of jobs will emanate. Here we are talking about linking of these 127 crores of Indian population onto the internet and providing services. So somebody has to do all those kinds of things, from data collection to data analysis, and how to make it mobile enabled. Different types of jobs will come. It's not the jobs that we're doing, but the things that we're doing. If you ask my IT person what she was doing 10 years ago, he must have said, I used to write 80 lines of code in C language or something like that. Today, the entire code writing is not. Code writing is being taken over by the computers. So, but still, we are doing different types of things. At a company, when I joined this company, I had about 40 people. Today, there are 100,000 people. Leaps and bombs, actually. In the whole India, there is not even a single $1 billion revenue company till the year 2004. TCS was the first company to be a first year company in 2004, and the last 30 years, that 1 billion became 18 billion. There were only 380 people. Today they have 380,000 people. So there will be opportunities at every stage for testing whenever something is being automated. We all know that the banks are supposed to be the banks are supposed to be automated. There are huge demonstrations and people are not allowing to automate them, but they don't lost the jobs. Not everything with them. The way they do the jobs is different. They are developing more so much positive things from this whole thing. So Digital India as a concept is one thing, connecting the 127 crores people, making them mobile enabled and making them use the media. A citizen can send a message to the government and government can reach out to citizens. All of those things you have seen in the last 3 months. You get a property tax, you get an SMS message actually. And if they will say we are announcing in the next 10 days so much digital reduction, we need to worry about the fake messages also. A lot of security that we need to bring up. There's a lot of things around security one needs to worry that you are using mobile and doing banking transactions, when you're shuffling money, when you're buying things, are secure, is the money secure? Is everything going very well? So who needs to worry about it? There's a huge number of jobs that will open up in the security of digitalization. There's a lot of criminal activities that need to happen. How are you going to arrest it? So different types of jobs happen. Life is going to be exciting. And we need to be focused in terms of learning new things, new technologies. That kind of India when it's not doing the jobs. My view is that apart from whatever you're doing as part of the curriculum, unless you invest reading at least for 90 minutes every day on something other than your curriculum, you will not be able to catch it further as a credit. Okay, you need to get good marks, that's fine. But are you getting the result? Okay. Are you knowing what you need to do? Lots of things are happening. In fact, if you keep going to all your WhatsApp messages and see all your videos, one day is not sufficient for the message that you can see one day. What to read, when to open, how much to see, can somebody help me in the synopsis of the whole thing? Can somebody help me for the top 10%, the top 20% you focus on? That's prioritization is very important. But ultimately, the most important resource that all of us will have is the time at disposal. How we are going to utilize that time? We have each one of us are running the body has 24 hours, and the laptop also has 24 hours. Everybody has a little sleeper has 24 hours, or watchman has 24 hours. So within that, how are we going to utilize our time? When you are talking about so many changes, who is going to help us to see what to read, when to read, how to read? The manual that will be running easily into thousands of pages. You're going to use that technology for your project for 3 months. Somebody has to tell you, okay, while the manual takes care of various syntax and what was 20% things which you are going to use 80% of the time? So somebody, that person is going to be your trainer. That person is the teacher is the one who will tell you which are the important things which you need to learn, which you need to master, which you are going to use. And when you hit the 21st item, then you refer how to refer, not who to disturb. So you have to be such object in this world. You need to tune your mind to that extent, and you need to keep up your tempo. You need to keep up your pace. It's all exciting. Thanks for allowing me to share this thoughts with you.
Thank you. Valuable speech and features on digital media. Ms. Mamata to introduce Mr. Chairman.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my great privilege to introduce Mr. Chairman Lakaraju. Mr. Chairman Lakaraju is an engineer from Jawaharlal Technological University and worked for Infosys before he Summit. So he's an creator of student digital magazines across different colleges, creating a platform under 25. Officer of Right Process Infotech Private Limited. He's passionate about training and different areas of entrepreneurship. He has 80,000 students PA on soft skills, interview skills, and it was with tests. Now I request you to go the desk.
Just to inform the two max. So left out to sit in a hall where people are wearing winter when you come in a formal shirt and jeans. And you are among the elitists of the crowd, and that's what digital media has done to us. It feels like people like us can come on to the elite stage because we can start companies as easy as possible. In 3 years or 2.5 years, we can go to a company where we do sell revenue stuff. Still not a brand as such. We just say, okay, I'm a brand. Obviously, we always say sometimes the you'll find the clothes are bigger than Admin doesn't get recognition. Yeah? Yes or no? So to start with, when they said digital India, and I identified myself with the first thing is like our project when we started to do that. When we have inaugurated, it was one of the first two startups who got integrated there. And I was very happy to see Mr. Srinivas and others. I'm an ex-Infostar. So I'm a product who works with Infosys and do how Techminder do and something do. And I said, Mr. Murthy, sir, I heard you a couple of times wherever you were talking. So, digital India and disrupt as a word. Yes or no? Yes. And when someone says disrupt, people used to think that it is a negative word. Disrupt was a negative word. No. Yes. So disrupting something. When you disrupt something, it is a negative stuff. But today, disrupt is a positive word. People want disruption. People want change. But they don't like things which are like very regular stuff. If something is regular, it doesn't work out. And in a day, people used to fight for intellectual properties and licenses and those good stuff. Now everything is open source. These companies now hate open source stuff because they used to charge for licensing. Yes, digital India. When we say digital India, there is a difference between going digital and digital India. About driverless cars, just imagine someone driving in India. How far to reach out to that position? When we started now metro, we are dreaming. Other than my college, it's been now 7 years that I graduated. master in administration. RTC procedures to travel. It's all about people management, right? Time management. A lot of management with people on every other basis. So the first word which comes to me when it's about India, how people use, because we have a different perception. Because these days when you become successful, you have more relatives. And in India, when startups get funded, you get recognized. So when I started going to different sessions and talk about India or Startup India or whatever it is, the biggest thing which is not spoken on is the jugaad, which is the digital jugaad. If it is someone, WhatsApp, how many people know WhatsApp? When someone talks about WhatsApp, there's something called Telegram which came in between. How many know Telegram? Yes. When Telegram Telegram's only USP was number of people you can add to the group. Yes or no? How many people know about Telegram, which has increased to 200 people, not 50. Those things WhatsApp allowed only 50 people. India was a major one, we are our strength is population. So when we started slowly uninstall some WhatsApp happening, WhatsApp, the main team got to know about it. What's the reason? You do some kind of market research, what is the problem? They said Indians are downloading these days hike, funny stuff, and there's something private because every brother has a system. They start watching MSC. These are all the digital media. I mean, how the products are changing, trying to change and how things are different. The group sizes are 50. Other stuff, the group size is 200. You know, business is happening on WhatsApp in India. People think that WhatsApp is useful for talking to others, saying inta, or what else. But there is difference that you understand that hundreds of crores of people are on WhatsApp. You know what is that business? Any answers from the okay, we have a panel against, but any answers? So, can you guess why WhatsApp? Contacts, no. WhatsApp is free. No place, you have to download and install others. No. Business on WhatsApp. Jugaad. One. Get advertisements. No. I know there is a bigger purpose material. I'll tell you. Saris, jewelry. Yes or no? You heard about this? I'll tell you there is a fine story. Because this is a confession. I saw it was very busy on her 7,000 rupees Motorola phone. She is a 36-year-old lady. She's a reseller of saris. You know how things work? And she has 10. Monthly sends around 10 to 15 saris images. What she does, she has. Previously used Telegram. Now she is using WhatsApp. Because now WhatsApp has 200 people and there's something called WhatsApp. She sends all those images to 100 friends, 100 women, associated ladies, all those images. There is no stock. Asset free model. There is no stock. When she says, when someone sends the image back and says, okay, I need this saree, immediately she informs the guy, here is the lady, here is the address, I'll pay you. So she is a middleman. She says, if he sends at 1800, she sells it at 2200. Understood? 400 rupees margin. 20%. 20% to 30%. But all bigger MNCs fight for these days. The profit margins of 20 to 30%. And here is a lady who is sitting at home and getting 20 to 30% of the salary. And like that, stock advisors are using that. You know, stocks,
stock recommendations, the brokers and different things, the financial investment practice is qualified, otherwise he's a broker. So both the sectors are doing the same thing. Again, using WhatsApp, send recommendations, calls, tours. Just imagine the growth of that. So when we say digital India, it's not about digital world, but it's about India, how we change, how we utilize and change things according to our own use. Second thing, we talk about something called scope. When we say scope for digital India, what is the scope, how we can do things, how we can take it to the next level. I'll tell you, we have original good. That's our strength. Yes or no? Recently, we are a digital magazine platform running almost 175 plus colleges. We started with engineering colleges where any student can write stories, share events, workforce or sales force, workforce on demand. That's our business model. Ministry called us around November 15, and she, Prakash Javadekar, secretary in Telugu guy, or Venkataraman, IAS officer. He said, Charan, we want to start something called Sakshat with, it was something called here, inviting students to go to villages, teach digital literacy. When we went to villages, recently almost we are of 6 villages and we started teaching people about digital e-map, Aadhaar payments and wallet using money statements and all that stuff. It is high in the age group of 35 to 45. More than us, who are less than 20 to 30, 30 to 40 and 40 to 50 technology is very faster. We are not that fast as what they are. I think my grandmother, her age is 78. My grandfather is 83. Both of them use WhatsApp. Both of them are smartphones. She knows like everything out of it. No, she says like, immediately she knows everything. She knows everything. She goes to Facebook, she checks the profile, she sees my check-ins, she follows what the updates are. Again, the same thing to understand. 35 to 40 mobile numbers. 35 to 40 mobile numbers. A challenge is like I can hardly tell you these numbers. Mobile numbers? Yes or no? We can at least only 2 to 3 or 4, max 5. 5 mobile numbers. Our memory is like that. So digital India, we are enablers, but the real followers are in the age group of 30 to 40, 40 to 50 or more than that. I send you a good morning message from the other group. He doesn't know what to be. What he does, he types good morning message to all. And he has 37 groups. And 100 messages are 30. Every day there are different messages. It's 10 class group. All are different digital products what we use now. It's pathetic to go to any family function. There is nothing new to talk because already there is nothing new as such. So we are on the way of doing that. But then we talk about VJIM was ahead of others. VJIM is from 2022. It is not 2020. Then also 2020 we have India 2022. It is ahead of others. So when it is 2020 or 2022, where are we leading? Where are we leading with this point? I'll tell you the first thing is attention span is decreasing. We don't like this content. Even the personal life or professional life. Most of the stuff, the attention span is decreasing. We don't, in the same space, no one is a leader for longer. Praising about Ola and Ubers for a long time, and suddenly was strike, and everyone understood. At the end of the day, it's humans for the first. Yes? Because when the sudden strike, the excellent product. Late landing, nothing works out. So, how change product? When Uber came into India, the Indian rules doesn't allow to before the service is given. They don't allow. So that's how they partnered with Paytm. Today we talk so highly about Paytm. Paytm became successful because of Uber. This is the fact. on different stadiums. Because when Uber, they have to sign up with someone. That's why they signed up with Paytm. Whenever someone downloaded Uber, there was one Paytm. That's why Paytm got our subscribers in India. Even Uber, first 2 months, cash on delivery, the cash transactions, whenever you use. Later they started. So whenever someone is building a digital product in India, it's all about localization. We have to think local, make it global. That's the reason we don't get global products out of India most of the times. We are very happy about Google. We are very happy about Microsoft. Yeah, their CEOs are us, I know. We are very thankful. But the whole point is why we don't get products, because we are more a service oriented and a back office mission. And we don't think about things because most of the global products and our thinking is different. Yeah, whenever someone is making a product, think local use, think local problems. How a local guy, if you are keeping yourself in the shoes of a customer, how think about it. Don't try to aim everything, okay, fine. A, B, and B. What are a great idea? Copied it, very Toyo. But the real problem started when someone said, you know, Oyo? How many people use Oyo here? Somewhere? So the big problem in Oyo, when someone started, बीच में कोई कस्टमर आके होटल में रूम बुक कर लिया, आया ना मुझे नहीं पता इसलिए पहले इसको रुक दिया. That's what happened in most of the cases. You see Oyo's complaints, the list of because here we cannot hire a human. We are very jugaad oriented. So whenever we understand the goals of it, a true digital India can reform because everyone looks at India is very kind. Sundar Pichai is very kind because we are a lot of villages. Everyone looks at India now because still people pour money into Sequoia and different guys pour money into Flipkart and different things because still this 60 to 70% of India still not connected properly as how it should be. So start thinking about solutions for rural areas also. When you think solutions for rural areas will come into picture. The other thing, very important thing is about how to stop the things which are negative these days. We say digital, how many positives are there? There are a lot of cons. When we understand this is another problem situation, problem statement which Facebook is facing now. There's a lot of cues. No? Today there's something happening. There are negatives too, but it's all about solving a problem. Is the need of the hour when you solve a problem. When went wrong, people used to stop the painting at 11 o'clock. Now it's split second. It will spread virally on the line, online. How to stop fake news is a very big problem now. Mark Zuckerberg Facebook is trying to solve. That's the reason these days Snapchat is becoming more popular. How many of you use Snapchat? No, that's the change. People are many of the Snapchats and Instagrams today. Because Snapchat, nothing beyond today. It's all about today. Live in present. It doesn't go back to 1 year back memories. Now, how is if someone is with someone and again marry someone after 1 year memory comes? So that's the generation. So when Snapchat is very happy, it's asking you to stay in present. So when we think about digital products and digital, think about products which are for tomorrow, which are for today, and when thinking about it, think from a human angle. It's not just about okay, make it digital, let's go digital, okay, 100% cash. I was there in one of the few villages. Most of them are not at all informed. The bureaucrats, when they ask me, suddenly they ask me mostly questions. Let's start doing digitization. You are the enablers. I said, smartphones are there in this village. Sorry, we do not have work. The next thing I asked, how many shops are there? There are 4 shops. Do they have POS or do they have wallet system? I said, no, sir, our goal is customers. Our goal is citizens, not shops. I said, have a new cards to everyone, but there should be a shop which should accept the machine. The problem is at the shops, not at the customer end. When the shop guy says, I don't accept cash, I'll accept only cashless. That's where everyone will come So the problem is hub and spoke model. We have to highlight the merchant. We have to make the B2B more stronger. For last 1.5 months, for POS machines, there are no POS machines available. Government is facing problem. POS machines, the biggest problem now. Cheap cost, low cost POS machines. No one has. There are only 2 private companies which have. Their servers are not upgraded. The servers are loaded. India, it's about thinking about how we can. The problem is not at the end. The problem is at the middle. When you convert the middle layer, when you convert the merchant because of digitalization, then automatically the end citizens will get converted. And thank you for this opportunity. I think as a young firm, it's a great honor for us to sit among the leaders and to talk. I didn't talk much about what we do. I can just say in one line, we are a low-cost acquisition channel. Doing student enablers for different brands. Almost 175 engineering colleges right now. Slowly we will start coming into these schools. Thank you.
Yes, we are enablers, but we are seniors. And think global, make it global. That's a nice line, sir. Thank you for your informative speech. I now call upon Ms. Mamata to introduce Mr. Srinivas Yadupati.
It's an immense pleasure to introduce Mr. Srinivas Yadupati. Mr. Srinivas Yadupati is working as a senior industry principal in Infosys. He has 5 years group global consulting. He brings and brings convictions in DFS, insurance, and healthcare sector, and have served as key person leaders. Outside work, active participation in marathons, cycling events, and has completed multiple half marathons and long distance cycling, including 100 kilometers public ride. This has happened. So now my first is to take over the directs.
Good afternoon, everyone, and there's some so actually, it's very difficult for me to start the conversation when I'm actually my age is pretty much equal to experience, and the young chap can be able to go. His age is so actually difficult to fill the gap, right? But I think for this audience, there is one common theme that connection between you and me, management consulting, right? So most of you guys, who are completing your MBA, would end up getting management law, right? And maybe you will be a management consultant or maybe an economic consultant. It depends upon the degree you choose, right? The first and foremost lesson that I learned when I was management training, right? It goes like this: every problem comes with a gift in its hand. Right? Every problem, you can go from the zero to another. And we are all to unravel those gifts. And this industry, they need us who are there to solve the problem, who are there to unravel this. So that's why you all have a great task in your hand as managers and to start with this, right? So does the digital India as well, right? If you look at the fundamental hypothesis under which the Digital India campaign started in the year 2016, when Mr. Narendra Modi wanted economy. If you look at the world has pretty much progressed in a much more advanced stage. But when we really look at India, we as Indians, we are really advanced. We are pretty much into a lot of the service industry. We are there in some. We are there in IT. We are there in BPO. We are there in various other sectors where we are working in the service industry. The ultimate aim to run the digital India is to really bring better governance to people, to enable manufacturing in India, to make sure we take India to next generation, just to put it in a very simple way. Now the fundamental what you would like to do digital India is to create infrastructure for to make sure that all the citizens in India come to one single platform, one single infrastructure, be able to leverage the capabilities that digital systems can provide, and then it makes sure that the services are pretty much given to the all the citizens in much more faster and be able to enable people to use the digital infrastructure, right? Now, if you really look at email, you're using email, right? Is when I need to look upon the data point, I would say close to 70% of the population will not be able to use email because the email address comes with English text. And now, if you really go to a rural Indian and ask them to send an email, he doesn't know English, right? And there are very email software there is a market which can enable you to utilize. But the address itself is a problem. If somebody to type an email to somebody, Mr. Rao 124, he doesn't know how to no possibilities, right? And this is the biggest challenge. And the story I would like to share with you is a very interesting that started about a couple of years back. It's actually called as Genetics, right? It was very press recently. So they came out with a simple software where close to about 8 Indian languages you use to type in right? And then the software automatically translates that to the target language and we will be able to send it. That's a very simple use of how and what direction writer India is moving, right? So a lot of enormous opportunities there. Some industry can say that close to about 100,000 unique companies will start in the next 10 years, and will about 200 million new jobs will be created. So all the major targets in this scope is really good like this, right? Next 5 years to really latch on to the market right now and be able to create a startup, be a problem solver to the country, and be able to solve problems that the entire system in the campaign can be successful. So I'll actually take an example there. The whole the digitalization experience, right? About 5 years back, when I was in New Jersey, one of my friends actually was knowing maybe it's not there. One of my friends, I was in one of my friend's house, and I was really reluctant to go and get it. Then he took his remote and he ignited the car. To the remote. And we started, and slowly the slow started. Very simple, we require the right? The same the case, right? So I was traveling in Singapore. I was holding the Indian credit card, and I hired Uber. I had to pay for Uber. Ironically, my Indian card was not accepted. Then I had both paid to a payment card. So I connected my Indian credit card with PayPal, and PayPal I connected to my Uber account and be able to pay. So that kind of concept is really fun in the market, right? So where do we really see opportunities? Where the opportunities? What kind of problems are there to solve? India as part of the digital India campaign. I come to mind the traffic because of the enormous population and limited resources that we have. You see everywhere condition. We are trying to land in a airport. The pilot says that we will take another 20 minutes to land in the airport. Takeoff is the condition, your landing is the condition on the road, and typically any professional spend about close to about 20 percentile is there, it just right. That's why this idea of the smart city that is started, where we will be able to improve the productivity of citizens through these smart city initiatives. That is a great opportunity to think differently and invest and be able to get into the job market, job potential. You know, the Mr. Mr. spoke about the solar electricity discussion that is going on. I'll give an example, right? In Rajasthan recently, one of the village went to 100% digital and they use solar power for that. So what did they right? They partnered with an NGO and they let their village they install solar panels in the village. And then with the solar electricity, they started pay and giving electric power that is generated to the market. And the lot of these mobile towers started in the village. So the mobile towers for them to run right into the continuous electricity, and that's a problem. And the solar electricity actually completely transformed the village. That's a great story. So the mobility and finance. You see huge opportunities coming up with the payment industry. Demonetization says that it has given a great opportunity to get into payment world, right? The smart payment app is really going to give a huge opportunity. Zonal contact working architect in Apple, he says that they're pretty much ahead in the market in terms of Facebook pay, all this kind of stuff. But it's a system that's coming up in the industry in a lot of us, and it's going to give a lot of opportunities to our management guys that you will be doing right? So the market for you guys is not pure management in mind. It is a lot of the techno management where you need to really look at bring the knowledge of technology and apply that into your so that you will be able to tap into it. Right? Similarly, some of the areas that are going to be challenging again opportunities in digital media would be security, right? There is a very interesting article that I read a couple of months back. Just like your or maybe your the kind of the mobile recharge stations. Government is really thinking about starting something called as botnets. The botnets would be botnet the came from acronym. BOT stands for the board, net stands for the network. The stations where all the people who are using computer applications fix their problems with respect to market. And when you really have to take the IT to the market, you need that, right? I think those kind of opportunities also see coming up in the market. Similarly, when you really see Infosys office, the Kocham office is pretty much completely on the solar electricity. We are 100% running on solar panels. We have close to about 6.6 megawatt solar plant. In the year 2018, we are trying to make all the Infosys office into solar energy, and that's again a huge in front of us. That's what I'm doing. And when I go to Mysore office, one interesting thing I observed recently. When I get into the car parking lot, as soon as I go floor, I would be able to see some green lights and reds under the car parking slots. These are the sensors. A green light says that the parking lot, the parking garage space is empty. A red light says it is occupied. It is all done through so-called IoT technology. And at any point in time, we are able to track the utilization of the parking lots. Right, and that's a great opportunity to be able to optimize the space. A new person getting into the garage and be able to find out where the parking space is. This kind of disruptions are really going on in the industry space. Like to clean them, talk about a little bit on the you would already most of it like having new Aadhaar card. Hopefully, it's not been applied for it. And the man behind the Aadhaar card is another related process. Which this is working on NIC 2.0 plan. So NIC is National Informatics Center. That's a huge initiative that government started about a year back. So these recommendations are also provided to enable NIC to let people technology advantage that country is trying to create and take it to the entire population. So some of the initiatives are working on. Similarly, a lot of Indian products sector, right? The income tax, filing and entire income tax amendment is completely listed by Infosys about 3-4 years back. So we process close to about 100 million, right? The taxpayer transaction in India, and now we have listed close to corporations slash independent users as part of this program. And we run all of analytics, and that's the stage where we are working very closely with government to visit industry related initiatives and a lot of initiatives. India Post, where Connected is going to be implemented for India Post implementation. So there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of multinational companies are also seeing the potential in India and it's very heavy in Indian market. Right? That's what I think I would like to talk about. And there are a couple of other things I want to get for this. As I said, right, I think the opportunity is enormous. Management graduate. That's what we have done. As Mr. Murthy said, there is the opportunity to learn. That's a mantra that market is following. To one certification every year. This year, data analytics certification from my previously data mobility certification. So every year one other certification. December we as a period for IT industry where we see some feedback. The option is there, but I think the amount of effort that each one of you put, be able to transform yourself into great advantage in India. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your valuable insights on digital India and stressing on the opportunity India can grow more. Moving to introduce Dr. Jagannath Reddy.
I take the privilege of introducing Dr. Jagannath Reddy. He has a PhD in Electronics and Communication from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University and MS in Software Systems. He is a senior architect at Honeywell Technology Solutions Lab. He has experience as president, publication head, decoding, and as vice president at International Society of Automation. He is an avid writer and has written several research articles in various journals. I request you to address.
Good afternoon. Yeah, actually we got late. Yeah, but and I'll give it as well. So, to me, I'm an architect. And I was seeing the creation of this generation. Fortunately, I am in a generation where I can see genetic universe, real estate. And my perception about this digital India is something like it's about digitalization. Digitalization, whether you like it or not, you will take on it. You are part of it. Why do you want to be part of that digitalization? Because people like you go to management, and then we'll start looking at the last project, right? So the economics is not that drive all of us towards it. You want things faster. You want things in a way that is much easier to do. I don't think we need a driver to do more for digital India. Because nobody told us until now that we need to be digital. We went to digital. Very simple.
Okay. For example, you take any circuit or any product that you are taking today. Doing it in a digital mode is much more cheaper. Those days it was cheaper. We did it in analog circuits. And today it is much cheaper to bring in. So everything is like fun. And there was like Charan was telling about a couple of use cases. But there are no more use cases. I just like you know mission by what supplies what to the entire Telangana. Right? Say there are one pipeline that goes and quality habitations. Like habitation what I mean people like and for every time there is a water. And government asks them that to go and that manage the water for these 7 million. That's the point. And nobody told them. And all of them have installed track inside their phone. And then like for the entire group, they created a group of members. And then they communicate. They communicate that like I open times, I open 10 times, that's also like the rate of the binding the contamination supply. And nobody taught them to do it. And government never told them to do it. Government always wanted them to make a difference in the process and the paperwork and stuff like that. But why people go for that? I'm not educated. They're not like government or school educated like they're not but they still do it. You know why? Easy. Others, what are the other things you got? Which was not helpful. And who is going to pay for it? And who is going to pay for these companies? So they're all it is the same that like the way the designs, the way the technology is of the firm is primarily driven by the economics design. Which is cheaper, whatever is cheaper to do, that's what people are going to do. The technology is money because you have to choose whatever that is available. Second is workflows are. Like I just came in the middle, like morning I was not here. I came on. Now I'm going to be another good. And we talk about a lot in terms of digitalization and other things. But like the perception of the digitalization itself is wrong. Actually. Putting it on a website and then putting information on what they think is the that's not correct. I think government towards those moments where they have to first fundamental work processes. Right? Some might have learned in RT know how it is, maybe over paying for some problem, and then even though there is a lot of automation, there's a lot of opportunity for them. And then coming to the sensing side, where I like this was mentioning there are people are doing reward based, and that's good. Nobody is paying for that. But ultimately, what it means is that the government is going to put a lot of sensors, measure sufficient amount of drinking water supply, which is having enough quality so that you don't drink the entire rated water. How do you do? They don't drink rated water. So how these things, how technology is going to help? That like we are going to have like government is going to put maximum number of sensors that actually collects remotely, and then like so that like we know which are the areas what is supplying, and then how many days and supplying like that. There is that part where we collect information and we provide better services for them and make the people's lives healthy, and that's where our point. Well, okay, thanks.
Difficulties will be there, but intellects will have. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable speech. And I now call upon Professor P. Sir to present momentum and to give bonus thanks.
I'll not take more time. I just want to place on record. Thanks for all the delegates who have come on to take out their time of the busy schedules. And first, I would like to thank Mr. A.S. Murthy Garu. He has highlighted the important fact that digital, if you have an option, no, digital is the way to go. And it is about the automation of all the jobs that makes us get us thinking the fact that our jobs are really not secure, including a professor's job. Because today, whatever I teach you, whatever teachers coming to get best of the lectures from the YouTubes and all this thing. What is the role of a teacher? I think we need to take a hard look at ourselves. Same thing. The job is not going to be there ever. It's a challenge role. And also the fact that digital and disruption kind of go together. Again, it's a little bit of comfort about what it is. And again, got a comfort from Mr. Srinivas who said, with every process comes an opportunity. Like there was I've been hearing about ID whatever obtain the need for jobs, the need for people and all that ever since I started negative, but it's only the fact that you find lesser after you are unemployed people, unemployed they only created both jobs. So challenging on us to go ourselves, reinvent ourselves, which means that you could learn that's how you are better. Once you leave the school, you will keep and finally, Dr. Jagannathan he spoke about it. It's not the digital impact of digital, it's not on the business and other, it's also what impact that it will create on the environment, the way we manage our natural resources, the water, and how we make, and also to be digital, we will not be literate in that traditional sense of the term. Digital acceptance of digital can happen even if people as long as it can make it easy for them. The way villagers have adopted Project Bhagirath, and in spite of being not really literate in the sense of the common. So thank you all for sparing your time and giving us valuable insights.